Magandang umaga sa ating mga kaprobo. Andiyan guys, ito may ginawa ang mga ranger sa akin ng isang araw. Pakinggan ko muna guys. At yun namin, salute sa aking mga kabrobo dyan. You know, we have a few things to, natin guys, reaction na natin. Salute sa ating mga kabrobo dyan. What's up? Ito muna guys. Kanta muna.
Boy, laging tambay sa kanto. Kasama tropa habang gabi tahimik lang
Check
dito.
muna yung audio guys.
May usok sa hangin, tawanan ay buo pero sa puso niya may lungkot na tago. Sabi niya, ayoko mawala sa pangarap na matagal ko nang dala. Kaya unti-unti nang lumalayo sa bisyong di naman totoong panalo. Body, hanapin ang liwanag. Buhay ay mas masaya kapag may pangarap. Reggae ang tugtog sabay
Ano sa ating mga kabrabo dyan? Magandang umagahan dyan sa inyo. Magandang umagahan sa ating mga kabrabo dyan. What's up?
Buhay ay mas masaya kapag may pangarap.
Yan o.
Reggae ang tugtog sabay sa indak.
What's up sa ating mga kabrabo dyan?
Sa ilalim ng buwan may gitara at kanta. Mas okay ang saya.
Magandang umagahan na po na tanghalian dyan sa mga kabrabo natin. Yung
Good vibes.
mga kabro, wag po nating kalimutan guys. June 6, malapit na, ilang days na lang. Bakbakan po yan, quadrolax lang po yan, nag-iisa. But makikita po natin dyan guys, sa Nagoya, Jariel kasi meron, nag-aangas ng Pinas, of course. Lover, ayan, nag-iisang si Kuya Vince Paras. Salot sa ating mga kabro dyan.
Ko ng dala, kaya unti-unti nang lumalayo sa bisyong di naman totoong panalo. Body, hanapin ang liwanag. Buhay ay mas masaya kapag may pangarap.
Salot sa ating mga kumusta po kayo dyan? Naway sa ating mga kabro dyan. Magandang umagahan dyan sa inyo.
Liwag ng maligaw. Body, hanapin ang liwanag. Buhay ay mas masaya kapag may pangarap. Reggae ang tugtog sabay sa indak. Itaas ang sarili, wag nang maligaw. Sa ilalim ng buwan may gitara at kanta. Mas okay ang saya.
Magandang umagahan na po na tanghalian dyan sa mga kabrabro natin.
Good vibes lang lagi, walang dapat masadlak. Oh, buhay parang alon. Minsan tataas, minsan lulubog.
Tapos sa mga kabrabro dyan.
Pero bakit lang sa tamang direksyon makakamit din ang tunay na panahon. Body, hanapin ang liwanag. Buhay ay mas masaya kapag may pangarap.
That's right. Salud sa ating mga kabrabro dyan. Magandang tanghalian na po na kung saan man kayong sulok ng mundo dyan. What's up sa ating mga kabrabro dyan.
Buhay ay mas masaya kapag may pangarap. Reggae ang tugtog sabay sa indak. Itaas ang sarili, wag nang maligaw.
Sa mga rangers sa paggawa ng gano'n pa man. Salud sa ating mga kabrabro dyan. Kumusta po kayo dyan? Ito po. Share this tab instead. Pakinggan po natin to. At reaction na po natin guys. Po yan ang ating kabrobo na si Sneko. Bigyan lang po natin ito ng quick reaction na bakit sa tingin niya Innocent daw po si Michael Jackson. Salot sa ating mga kabrobo dyan. Magandang umaga po. Huwag po natin kalimutan kung nasa Japan po kayo. Jariel Casimero is going to be fighting Luis Neri on a 124-pound catchweight. But teka, kumusta po kayo dyan?
Any proof. Years later, LaToya said she made it up because her physically abusive husband forced her to. So you decide.
Who was her husband? Wait a second. Who was LaToya married to? LaToya Jackson ratted, had no proof, and then backtracked on it. Wait a second. Jack Gordon? Jack Gordon was an entertainment manager. Okay. Early life. And there we go.
Kaya na po dito isa si guys, Nako.
deserved all the joys of life as any
And so
other.
it was that we
What is this?
came back to our meeting at Neverland with 12-year-old Gavin.
I am so
I'd found this easily the most disturbing moment of the past 8 months.
You know, some have, and they say,
Oh, I've seen this. This is the worst. This is the worst clip of MJ.
is that really appropriate?
When you're talking about children, we met Gavin.
I feel like I remember this particular time when this gentleman, I feel like he, my was getting set up.
And it was a great privilege to meet Gavin because he's had a lot of suffering in his life.
Yeah.
When Gavin was there, he talked about the fact that he
Was
shares
Michael
your bedroom.
Jackson?
Yes.
Can you understand why people would worry about that?
Because they're ignorant.
But is it really appropriate for a 44-year-old man to share a bedroom with a child who is not related to him at all?
That's a beautiful thing.
That's not a worrying thing?
Why should they be worrying? Who's the criminal? Who's Jack the Ripper in the room? This is a guy trying to help heal a child. I'm sleeping in a sleeping bag on the floor. I gave him the bed because he has a brother named Star.
Go to Rabbi Yosef
him and
lecture
Star
live class, man. It would be so funny. Build freedom sites now.
bed, and I'm on the floor in the sleeping bag.
Did you ever sleep in the bed with them?
No. But I have slept in the bed with many children. I sleep in the bed with all of them. When Macaulay Culkin were little, Kieran Culkin would sleep on this side. Macaulay Culkin's on this side. His sister's in there. We're all just jamming the bed.
Holy
we
shit,
wake up
if I
like
have
dawn.
Nag-enjoy lang po sila the whole entire time, guys. At talaga namang pakiramdam nga po ng marami na mukhang innocent at inililigtas lang talaga ni Mike yung mga bata from the harm's way. Salute sa ating mga kabarbo dyan.
ask you to drop the
going
bomb
hot
on
air
India again, I might lose my mind.
TTS a 10.
balloon. You know, we have the footage. I have all that footage.
But is that right, Michael?
It's very right. It's very loving. That's what the world needs now.
Maybe
More
he
love.
was just love. Maybe.
More.
The world needs
more heart.
a man.
The world need unity and understanding it, and not to judge anybody. You know, I mean, he never harmed anyone, bro.
Who's
You think
44.
MJ guilty?
Okay, the fact that he has footage of sleeping children that aren't his is a little bit weird. Is pretty weird.
Or sleeping
No,
in a
you're
bed
making
with
it.
children?
No, you're making it all wrong.
Bad
Well,
optics.
tell me, help me.
Because what's wrong with sharing love? You don't sleep with your kids or some other
I
kid who
think
needs
Nick
love.
Fuentes is watching. He mentioned you are a good streamer.
Yeah, he's a great streamer too. I don't know. Maybe he's going to type in the chat. You said, Citra said, I feel like he knew he didn't do anything wrong, but said it horribly, right? The fact that he's so confident here makes me think that he didn't do anything wrong, but just the optics of sleeping with children that aren't yours is not good. But
You know, they got free food. They're enjoying their time at Neverland. And, you know, I mean, think about you as a young man waking up with one of the icon. Come on, bro. You don't do nothing. Nothing.
he seems confident that there was
Toby
nothing.
/ Tim be good ninja for Master Brother Sneak.
Toby, huh?
Who didn't have a
No,
good
no,
childhood.
I don't. I would never dream of
I
sleeping.
would.
I would never
Because you've
dream.
never been where I've been mentally.
What do you think people would say if I said, well, I've invited some of my daughter's friends round or my son's friends round and they're going to sleep in the bed with me tonight?
You should tell
That's
us
fine.
what topics you want for content, especially for IQ maxing.
I mean, I feel like this guy got ill intent. But you have no Neverland, you have no rights at your house, you only have a bed, nothing to do at your spot. Wait, what you mean? Come on, bro, this guy's weird.
Well, I do want to learn more about the Torah, but it seems like you guys are Jewed out. But it's like everything you. That's the thing, though. You guys are saying everything is Jew. Like this guy had Rabbi Shmuley as a spiritual leader.
Do you think their
Who
parents
do you
would
think
say?
was the ones that pushed the propaganda the most that he was an evil person? It's the same group.
If they're wacky, they would say you can't. But if you're close family, like your family, you know them well,
But Michael, I wouldn't like my children to sleep in anybody else's bed.
I don't know. I don't know if these guys during the interview have children, but come on, he never gave his children a sleepover at others' friend's house. Come on, bro. This guy.
Well, I wouldn't mind if I knew the person well, and if I'm very close to Barry Gibb, Paris and Prince can stay with him anytime. My children sleep with other people all the time.
And you're happy with that?
Fine with it. They're
I
honest.
really want to think that he just cared about kids and didn't have the same boundaries because his childhood was robbed from him.
Sweet
Right.
people. They're not Jack the Ripper.
That's
I
right.
suppose the problem for many
His childhood is robbed from him, man. He was entertaining everyone the whole entire time since he was a child. You know what I mean?
people is what happened in 1993 or what didn't happen.
What didn't happen?
Citrus, be honest. Am I allowed a brand risk?
Just cast your mind back.
Yeah.
What was that like when you first heard the allegations that were being made against you?
It was shocking, and I'm
Yes,
not
you
allowed
are.
to talk about this by
How come you didn't invite me, dude? How come I didn't get an invite
way of law.
from you?
So,
But how did you feel about what was being said? I'm not asking you to talk about what was said.
My bad, guys. You know, we're gonna.
What topics you want to get into? I want to get it more into geopolitics, and to be honest, I'm trying to IQ Max more about Israel. But we did Jew out a lot this stream. But let's see this.
Was
first.
Michael Jackson
Michael
guilty
Jackson.
of crimes against children?
Is he guilty?
For a long time, it was the biggest story in America. Multiple investigations, lawsuits, a massive criminal trial, millions in payouts, and documentary after documentary. And
Yeah. Napakadami talagang controversial na nangyari kay Mike. Gusto siguro talagang kunin yung kanyang pera, guys. Dahil since na bata pa lang si Mike, guys, in-entertain na lahat ang buong mundo. No ill intention sa mga bata, bro. Dahil nga na meron siyang bro, his own playground where you got rides and all of that. You know, they call it I cannot even pronounce the word, but salute to everybody. Pakinggan natin to, guys.
as I watched a few, it was clear that every single one of them had an agenda to either paint him as
Neverland. There you
innocent
go.
or guilty.
That's how they pronounce it. The Neverland. Pero pakiramdam ko nga, sabi nga nila, talagang marami raw siyang inililigtas noong mga panahon na yon na hindi natin alam, guys, na baka nga raw may mga, ewan ko, na isasacrifice raw yata doon na siya ang nag-iisang tagaligtas ng mga panahon na yan. Salut sa ating mga kabravo dyan.
Not one tried to ask and answer the question in a fair way and present evidence in a fair way. I'm Ken LaCourte.
What are your
That's pretty much
thoughts
what
of
this channel is
out-of-body experiences? Have you ever heard of Robert Monroe?
I have not, but it's a lot of time demon
all
possession.
about. So the elephant in the room is pretty straightforward. Was Michael Jackson a pedophile? Today we'll start with a look at Michael himself.
What do you guys think? Yes or no? Was he?
I don't think so. He is innocent the whole entire time. He has nothing to hide.
Was he a?
Parts of his fame
Yes
and
or no?
persona that give us important context. Then we'll look at the civil case and accusations in the early 1990s, the criminal case a decade later, and finally the post-death claims that arose nearly a decade later. But first, let me go through a bit of the biases I brought into this video.
Someone said in the middle. How are you in the middle? How is there a gray area about that? There's a
How
middle.
surprisingly difficult it was to put together. I was curious about where you all stood on this, so I put up a poll in the YouTube post tab, and 13,000 of you voted. For those of you with an opinion on his guilt, 56% thought he was guilty, and 44% thought he was innocent. And most people were undecided, with exactly half of you saying, I really have no idea. That's pretty much where my head was when I started digging into this. I'd obviously been aware of the case for decades. And with a gun to my head, I would have said that he was probably guilty, but with a massive, I don't know, asterisk. And the fascinating thing about this case, how ridiculously complex it was to research. It's the only topic I've tackled where I actually changed my mind several times while putting it together.
All right.
I mean, you'd think it'd be
I
straightforward.
used to believe it.
There was a public trial, transcripts, But part of the issue is there's almost too much.
Man, matindi talaga yung guys, lalo ng mga panahon na yun ba? I feel like the whole entire time he was innocent, bro. Gusto lang niya makatulong at tumulong and of course, give the happiness to those children that never gotten a chance to enjoy themselves. Salute kay Michael, ah. Salute, salute. Hanggang ngayon, the most iconic person in the music industry, bro. Everyone know this gentleman till today.
Much information. This video could have run for hours. But the biggest problem is that virtually every person involved had a motivation to lie. Jackson, to protect his reputation and stay out of prison. Families looking at multi-million-dollar payouts. Lawyers, investigators, and a media obsessed with the controversy at all
And
costs.
we need to investigate Citrus. Did you ask Dana White why I'm banned from the UFC? Why?
I didn't know they banned. I didn't know, Nico, that they banned you from the UFC. Oh man, salute to Nico, man. You know, what I mean, we are just making a reaction video of what he do. Salute sa ating kabro dyan. You know what I mean?
Even after it was over, we still get contradictory interviews, changed stories, books, websites. Everyone's presenting a different reality. And even the true facts of the case can lead reasonable people to opposite conclusions. But there are two things everyone agrees on.
It is always the New York
One,
Post.
he was massively successful. And two, he was weird as hell. So for those of you who are a bit younger, Michael Jackson wasn't just famous. He was literally a global phenomenon who
That's right. That's right. There we go. That's the word for it. He is a global phenomenon. Nothing like him. And for me, he was a victim the whole entire time.
transcended music, race, culture. He was a star when he was 6 years old, outshining his big brothers in the Jackson 5. In the 80s, 90s, and beyond, he was, no exaggeration, the biggest entertainer on the planet, and no one else was close. Thriller is still the best-selling.
The biggest. No one come close.
Album of all time with 122 million copies worldwide. His dancing
Before
style was
streaming.
groundbreaking. When he would appear in public at an event or even just shopping, pandemonium would often break out. He was huge. And as I mentioned, he was also bizarre.
Also, the allegation started right after he was going to release a song about freeing Palestine. That's when the media turned on him.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Did just Nico put that in? Man.
Jackson's eccentricities went far beyond typical celebrity quirks. He was next level strange. Take his appearance. Jackson underwent multiple plastic
God.
surgeries that transformed his face into something almost
He had
unrecognizable
a
from his
skin
childhood.
condition.
He bleached his skin, did weird things with his nose.
You could
and
see pictures of the transition, which never got published in the media that much, but you could see his black skin.
So I think during this particular time, ano yata siya, I don't even know that type of vitiligo. I think that's how you pronounce it. Mga kabrobro, salat sa ating mga kabrobro dyan, ha? Kumusta po kayo dyan? How are you guys? Ano pa yun? Ah, let's see. Like that should be okay.
Literally fading away.
Formed his look into a different person. In public, he'd wear surgical masks or disguises that made him look more like a patient than a performer. His clothes were always quirky, military-style jackets covered in medals,
Aura.
his signature sequin glove. And
Aura.
then there were his animals. Bubbles the chimpanzee,
Cuff
who he
him.
treated like a close friend. The chimp traveled with Jackson, attending formal tea parties and ate meals dressed as a human. I mean, Bubbles had his own bedroom at Neverland, and they say he could even use the
This is how Citrus feels when he goes to Brandwidth with Schnaggy hose.
toilet and eat with utensils. A recording session with Queen's Freddie Mercury even blew apart when Jackson insisted on bringing his pet llama Louie into the studio. Jackson appeared to have it all, but he spoke publicly about the physical
Everything, bro. Everything. He got everything. Fame, fortune, everything. For some particular reason, I feel like the system itself wanted to take it from him.
and emotional abuse from his father. He also discussed his own loneliness and isolation, even filling his bedroom with life-size mannequins, talking to them like surrogate friends. I mean, that's bizarre, but you can see a pattern of somebody needing connection in his life with people who just didn't see him only as a famous person. And deep relationships with adults seem practically non-existent, especially romantic ones. Despite being one of the most famous men on the planet, he had no serious adult romantic partnership that anyone could ever point to.
He was never living a normal life. I saw you guys saying that he had to rent out a grocery store just to feel normal. He was the most famous man.
That. Even right here in this shot. That Mike is so good looking of a man, bro, that he got way better a smile and teeth than Marilyn Monroe. Look at that. So look at it. We can see now in 2026. Look at that. The eyes sparkle. Way better smile. Come on, bro.
Maybe in the history of the modern world. It was incredible. Like, people were fainting in his presence. Nobody believed when he would call them that it was actually him. He was too famous to do anything.
And his brief marriages, well, they raised more questions
He
than
was
they
married?
answered. His first marriage to Lisa Marie Presley lasted less than 2 years and was widely viewed as a publicity stunt.
Why?
She said their relationship was mostly phone-based. His second marriage to Debbie Rowe, his dermatologist nurse, was even stranger. Rowe essentially served as a
Was that his handler? Was that his Mossad handler? Or was he just really into snow bunnies? Because 2 white women back to back?
surrogate mother for his children. She never lived with them, and she gave
You probably do like him.
him full
Surrogate
custody of the
mother.
kids who were raised by his Neverland staff. In court testimony, staff members said they'd never seen him spend the night with an adult in his bedroom, which brings us to
Ice
that
good.
bedroom.
H1B is bad, but UK are terrible for not wanting Muslims, bias, and hypocrisy.
Okay, when did I say ICE was good? I said we need to have law enforcement. Obviously, the atrocities that ICE are committing is not good. But we get liberals coming here. Well, this is good, but this is show me where I said ICE is objectively good. Shut up, dork.
Neverland, a 2,700-acre ranch and essentially a symbol of arrested development.
Tel Aviv
He
are
built
the
it as
only
a
people
child-
I wouldn't mind taking a shit on their faces. Disgusting looking.
Who asked?
Look at that. This is, man. Some of the people are dreaming to have this type of property, but look, he built it so that people that can never afford and have get a chance to go and enjoy themselves. Aside, salute Mike for having this type of land to enjoy to those children. He was innocent the whole entire time.
What does this have to do with what we're talking about, bro? Good for you.
Like playground with carnival rides, a railroad, a zoo, even a working fire station. It was his home, and it was also a magnet for young boys. Jackson publicly embraced the Peter
People go to Disneyland and pay thousands, hundreds of dollars just to enjoy themselves, and yet Mike is giving it for free to these children so that they can enjoy themselves. Who can afford?
Pan fantasy, saying he was the boy who never grew up. He surrounded himself with children, almost exclusively boys, between the ages of 7 and 14. He wrote handwritten notes to them, gave them pet names, and he showered them with gifts and attention. Now, was that generosity or was it grooming? Because the world would soon learn about Neverland, starting with the sleepovers. Jackson regularly had the boys sleep the night at Neverland in his bedroom, sometimes even sharing his bed. Now, he claimed it was all innocent, just sleeping together like a big slumber party, but it was a big step beyond, having a merry-go-round in his front yard. People saw that he was childlike, but that didn't necessarily mean that he was asexual. Jackson had even installed an alarm system that would alert him when anyone approached the bedroom. Now, wherever you come down on the criminal allegations, to the average person, his lifestyle was beyond weird. It was troubling. A 35-year-old megastar writing gushy notes to fifth graders, sleeping with them for weeks at a time in a bedroom with an early warning system. In the shadow of that behavior, the allegations that would follow really don't seem all that surprising. And it all started when Jackson's car broke down.
He was giving those children the memory of their life because it's tough. Some of the, some of the parents cannot even, man, I met people. I mean, it's sad to say, especially in the top of the hill in California, they never gone down from the top of the hill all the way to like a 29-pound by Joshua Tree. Generation of their family died just up there. They never gone down. The only now store that they know is Walmart from the top of the hill. That's it. For somehow, a lot of they never expand their horizons. So let's atin mga kabrobo dyan.
On Wilshire Boulevard in Los Angeles. In May of 1992, Michael Jackson needed a car, and the owner of the rental shop offered him a deal. He'd give him a car for free if Michael would just call his stepson, who was a big fan. Jackson said yes and got the phone number of a 12-year-old boy, Jordan Chandler. They became phone friends. Again, bizarre. And Michael soon invited Jordy and his mom and sister to Neverland Ranch. By early 1993, they were staying there regularly, as well as traveling the world together. Vegas, Paris, Morocco, all first class. According to the Chandlers, Michael and Jordy would often sleep in the same room together during these trips, and even at the Chandlers' home, with the mom always present. One person who wasn't present, though, was Evan Chandler, Jordy's father, who didn't have much of a presence in Jordy's life. He was a Beverly Hills dentist with screenwriting ambitions and a bad relationship with his ex-wife. He didn't go to the police, though. He went to lawyers. He floated ideas like filing for full custody or getting a restraining order against Jackson. But soon, it became about money, and he was playing hardball.
This man is going to be humiliated.
You see that? Look, he was getting set up the whole entire time. Mike is innocent the whole entire time, guys. Salamat sa ating mga kaprobo dyan. Kumusta kayo dyan? How are you guys? Magandang umaga ako. Saan mga kayo sulok ng mundo? We are just making a reaction video. Pinakikinggan po natin itong very recent video ni talagang pinapakinggan niya kung si Michael Jackson ba talaga ay innocent. Salamat sa ating mga kaprobo dyan.
He will not believe it. He will not believe what's going to happen. Beyond his worst nightmares. Sell one more record.
Later in the transcript of that recording, one that I'm reasonably sure is accurate, when Chandler is asked if he thinks Jackson is having sex with his son, Chandler responds, quote, "I don't know. I have no idea." Pressed on that, he gives vague statements like, "I know Michael's bad for him." And he said his lawyers told him to be quiet about specifics. Much of the discussion on that tape is about how Chandler can get back at his ex-wife, Jordy's mom. Then, Evan Chandler said a month after that tape recording, his son told him the truth. But he did it under sedation. Chandler, again a dentist, claims he...
Guys, wag po natin guys kalimutan, June 6 in Nagoya, Japan, Casimero is going to be fighting Luis Neri. Talaga naman is going to be napakagandang bakbakan po yan. Talaga, I feel like it's going to be the fight of the year. Salud sa ating mga kabro-bro dyan. Pinapakinggan lang po natin itong video ni Nico. Salud kay Nico. Wag mo kaming yan reaction lang natin to, bro.
Extracted a tooth from...
You guys saying Chandler was Jewish? Rabbi Shmuley, too, a spiritual leader. I just peeped this guy in chat. He said, "Bro, do content." And then 2 days ago, "Bro, do content." The day before, "Go IRL and that's what." But also 3 days before that, desktop, you're better. You're better at desktop. You're a desktop streamer. Okay, permaban for this guy. Get out of here. This is someone.
This. You, they got some funny coming, bro. Someone sa ating mga kapropa dyan. if putting everybody on ban. But hey, last month guy, I think he's on Kick platform. Yeah, this gentleman make over 100 grand, man. I mean, if you guys are real content creator, I think it's time to transition to Kick. They got a lot of money down there, guys. Get your money.
Who needs to go? Gotta go.
Jordy, and under serious anesthesia, Jordy admitted that Jackson had molested him. And not for nothing, scientists say that drug can actually contribute to creating false memories. In any event, the father now demanded $20 million from Jackson to keep quiet. Jackson's attorneys reportedly countered up to $1 million, but there was no deal. So Chandler then arranged for his son to meet with a psychiatrist. And during that session, Jordy described in detail what he said had happened: kissing, masturbation, oral sex. California law requires accusations like that.
Ooh, that's straight up defamation of character, guys. Gee.
That to be reported to the police. And the next day, the Los Angeles Police Department opened a criminal investigation. On August
With false accusation. That gentleman felt a certain way that, Michael Jackson can take care of his woman better than he can.
August 24th, the charges went worldwide and the press coverage was massive. Police interviewed Jordy and they searched multiple Jackson properties. They interviewed dozens of kids as well, some of whom said they had slept in bed with Jackson, but that nothing sexual had ever happened.
Salute, you see it? That's from the children.
The next month, the Chandlers filed their $30 million lawsuit. Now, up until this time, besides the Chandler accusations, there really weren't many reasons to believe that Jackson was guilty.
That's the only thing they want from Mike. Is his money the whole entire time? Wow. Wow. Salud sa ating mga kabro. Diyan, kamusta naman po kayo dyan? How are you guys? Talaga naman ako. Napakadindi ng mga nangyayari ngayon sa mundo natin, guys. Basta wag natin, guys, kalimutang lagi tayo, guys, magpasalamat sa itaas, guys. Right? Wag nating kalimutang magpasalamat sa itaas. At kung ano man ang relihiyon na inaano nyo, guys, dito, always do good. Yun lang masasabi ko, guys. Always gumawa tayo ng kabutihan. Ganun pa man. Pakinggan muna natin itong quick break tayo. Pakinggan muna natin itong kanta na to, guys.
Kasama tropa habang gabi tahimik lang
Check mo na yung audio, guys.
May usok sa hangin, tawanan ay buo pero sa puso niya may lungkot na tago. Sabi niya, ayokong mawala sa pangarap na matagal ko nang dala. Kaya unti-unti nang lumalayo sa bisyong di naman totoong panalo. Body, hanapin ang liwanag. Buhay ay mas masaya kapag may pangarap. Reggae ang tugtog sabay sa liwag ng maligaw. Body, hanapin ang liwanag. Buhay ay mas masaya kapag may pangarap. Reggae ang tugtog sabay sa indak. Itaas ang sarili, wag nang maligaw. Sa ilalim ng buwan may gitara at kanta. Mas okay ang saya.
Magandang umagahan na po na tanghalian dyan sa mga kabrabro natin.
Good vibes lang lagi, walang dapat masadlak. Oh, buhay parang alon. Minsan tataas, minsan lulubog.
Tapos sa mga kabrabro dyan.
Pero kapit lang sa tamang direksyon. Makakamit din ang tunay na panahon. Hanapin ang liwanag. Buhay ay mas Masaya kapag may pangarap.
That's right, that's right. Salute sa ating mga kabrobo dyan. Magandang tanghalian, hapunan kung saan man kayong sulok ng mundo dyan. You know, kamusta naman kayo dyan? Ito ulit guys, oh. Balikan natin tong ating nire-reaction ng guys. What's up guys? At sa akin nga talaga guys, innocent si Mike the whole entire time. Kamusta? How are you guys doing today?
Although the whole my kid started talking under anesthesia angle wasn't known until later. But two people would quickly change a lot of minds. And the first one was Jackson's own sister, Latoya.
I must tell you that this is very difficult for me. That Michael is my brother.
Alike.
I love him a great deal, but I cannot and I will not be a silent collaborator of his crimes against small, innocent children.
No!
Now you stop and you think for 1 second and you tell me what 35-year-old man is going to take a little boy and stay with him for 30 days.
Some context on this, though.
Latoya, but look, she's not there. I feel like she is the victim the whole entire time. Come on, bro.
Sister ratted on him. Bro.
Interviews shortly before that one, Latoya said that she stood by Michael 1,000%, and that there was nothing unusual about his relationships with the children.
Good.
She also said that she had proof of his behavior and offered to sell it to tabloids for $500,000.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's all about business, bro. It's all about business. Gee, yeah. Mike, salute to my brother, man. That's right. Mike is innocent the whole entire time. He put the yeah. Mike is innocent the whole entire time, bro. That's right. They all just wanted his money. Come on, bro. That's a young man. They pay $1,000 of dollars to go in Disneyland, Universal Studio, uh, California Adventure, all of these things, and you're telling me that might give them all the platform, food, lodging. You don't have to worry about it. Man, we see the video, those children enjoying their life the whole entire time. They are inside. They call it the Wonderland, but I call it a paradise to those younger generation. Salute sa ating mga kabrabo dyan.
That fell through when she didn't come up with any proof. Years later, Latoya said she made it up because her physically abusive husband forced her to. So you decide.
Who was her husband? Wait a second.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Sneeko. Oh, who is the husband? Oh wow. Salute sa ating mga kabrabo. Oh wow. Go ahead. Pull it up, Sneak.
Who was Latoya married to? Latoya Jackson ratted, had no proof, and then backtracked on it. Wait a second. Jack Gordon? Jack Gordon was an entertainment manager. Okay. Early life. And there we go.
Oh wow. Wow. Sneak. Sneako. Sneako. What's going on, Sneak? So, sa ating mga kabrobo dyan.
Oh! Oh!
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside.
Ay,
The other person who increased belief in Jackson's guilt was Jason Francia, a 13-year-old son of Michael Jackson's former maid. Police had already interviewed Jason, who, like the other boys, said nothing had happened. But in a later interview, he changed his story, saying Jackson had tickled him and touched his genitals multiple times, sometimes for up to a few minutes.
A little
and
tickle
stuffed
fight.
$100 bills in his pants.
Okay,
He would repeat
weird.
that allegation under oath 12 years later, where some inconsistencies in his story would come out.
Uh-oh.
The next month, police strip searched Jackson and photographed his genitals because Jordy Chandler had described spots on Jackson's penis. Now, to this day, people argue over whether that description
he was innocent the whole entire time. They all just wanted this money. So, sa ating mga kabrobo dyan, ha? Kumusta po kayo dyan, guys?
was accurate or not. And to be honest, I just don't know enough to where to come down on that one. The month after that, Jackson bought his way out. He paid $22 million to the Chandlers and an additional $2 million
22 master builder.
to Jason Francia and his mother. Was that because Jackson was really guilty or that he wanted to avoid a trial? When I worked in corporate America, I saw payouts for bad behavior, and I've seen big payouts just to avoid bad PR. And similarly, I've seen true victims, and I've seen people lie their rear ends off to get rich quick. So it's just hard to know. The criminal case against Jackson hadn't really progressed, though. 2 grand juries had been convened, one in Los Angeles and the other in Santa Barbara, where Neverland Ranch is located. They looked at the evidence and decided that at that time, they didn't have enough proof to bring an indictment.
Yes.
Now, technically then, the case was still open, but a few months later,
Wait, when he did the tickle fight, did he go, hee hee?
Jordy told prosecutors he wouldn't testify in court. So after 19 months of digging, the DAs in both counties had no case. In the years that followed,
Wala silang napatunayan. He was innocent the whole entire time. Salute sa ating mga kabrobo dyan. Teka, kumusta po kayo dyan? At ang 1 hour po natin is about to nandiyan na. Kumusta ko po kayo dyan? How are you guys doing today? Teka. Teka. Man. Ito na po guys, oh. At mag-e-end na po tayo guys. At salamat sa inyo dyan for stopping by sa stream ni Boji guys. Kumusta po kayo dyan? Once again, how are you guys doing today? Kung saan man kayong sulok ng mundo, make sure na nag-i-enjoy lang po kayo. Yan ang masasabi natin dyan. So, pag-pull natin share this one instead that pakinggan natin to guys ulit.
Puso niya, may lungkot pagtago. Sabi niya, ayoko mawala sa pangarap na matagal ko nang dala. Kaya unti-unti nang lumalayo.
Salamat sa ating mga kabrobo dyan.
Boji, hanapin ang liwanag. Buhay ay mas masaya kapag may pangarap. Reggae ang tugtog sabay
Salamat sa ating mga kabrobo dyan. Magandang kumakain dyan sa inyo.
Huwag nang maligaw. Boji, hanapin ang liwanag. Buhay ay mas masaya kapag may pangarap. Reggae ang tugtog sabay sa indak. Itaas ang sarili, huwag nang maligaw. Sa ilalim ng buwan may gitara at kanta. Mas okay ang saya.
Magandang umagahan na po na tanghalian dyan sa mga kabrobro natin.
Good vibes lang lagi, walang dapat masadlak. Oh, buhay parang alon. Minsan tataas, minsan lulubog.
Tapos sa mga kabrobro dyan.
Pero kapit lang sa tamang direksyon, makakamit din ang tunay na panahon. Boji, hanapin ang liwanag. Buhay ay mas masaya kapag may pangarap.
That's right. Salut sa ating mga kabrobro dyan. Magandang tanghalian na po na kung saan man kayong sulok ng mundo dyan. What's up sa ating mga kabrobro dyan?
Buhay ay mas masaya kapag may pangarap. Reggae ang tugtog, sabay sa indak. Itaas ang sarili, wag nang maligaw. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh.
You know, what's up guys? Ito na po, tatapusin na po natin. At what up once again? What up, what up? You know, pakinggan po natin to guys.
The Chandler family fractured even further. Jordy legally emancipated himself from both parents. By the time his mom testified in Jackson's 2005 trial, she said she hadn't spoken to Jordy in more than a decade. Jordy later accused his dad of trying to smash him with a doorbell, and his dad, Evan, closed his dental practice after his payout, and a few months after Jackson died, shot himself to death in his New Jersey home. So that's no good. Hey, on a totally unrelated note, some of you have wondered why my thumbnails and headlines sometimes change a few times after I publish these videos. I do A/B testing on every video title that people don't click enough, literally no.
You know, nag-plug pa siya doon sa ano niya. Ikinumercial pa niya, guys.
They set him up. Hold on, I'm looking up this journalist. He's from Pakistan. Okay, from Muslim.
Unprecedented access over 8 months. Big mistake. The final documentary showed Jackson as an eccentric, isolated, and deeply, some would say bizarrely, childlike person. It focused heavily on his bond with 13-year-old cancer survivor Gavin Arvizo.
And so it was that we came back to our meeting at...
Worst clip of all time. We just saw this. This is the most. That's not.
Yes.
Can you understand why people would worry?
He was innocent the whole entire time, you know. Yan na po guys ang aking isang oras guys. I appreciate you guys so much for stopping by the stream. Maraming salamat po. Kaya ito na po ang kanta natin guys. Maraming salamat po dyan. At till next time. So ulitin po guys. Once again, maraming salamat ho.
Puso niya, may lungkot pagtago. Sabi niya, ayoko mawala sa pangarap na matagal ko nang dala. Kaya unti-unti nang lumalayo sa bisyong di naman totoong panalo. Boji, hanapin ang liwanag. Buhay ay mas masaya kapag may pangarap. Reggae ang tugtog, sabay
Ano sa ating mga kabrabo dyan? Magandang kumakain dyan sa inyo.
Huwag nang maligaw. Boji, hanapin ang liwanag. Buhay ay mas masaya kapag
So,
may
lagi tayo magpasalamat sa itaas, guys. Remember that. Salut sa ating mga kabrobo dyan.
Sa ilalim ng buwan, may gitara at kanta. Mas okay ang saya.
Magandang umagahan na po na tanghalian dyan sa mga kabrobo natin. Yung
Good vibes lang lagi, walang dapat masadlak. Oh, buhay parang alon. Minsan tataas, minsan lulubog.
So, sa mga kabrobo dyan.
Pero kapit lang sa tamang direksyon, makakamit din ang tunay na panahon. Boji, hanapin ang liwanag. Buhay ay mas masaya kapag may pangarap.
That's right. Salut sa ating mga kabrobo dyan. Magandang tanghalian na po na kung saan man kayong sulok ng mundo dyan. What's up sa ating mga kabrobo dyan.
Buhay ay mas masaya kapag may pangarap. Reggae ang tugtog, sabay sa indak. Itaas ang sarili, wag nang maligaw.
Yan na po guys. Maraming salamat po. Lalo na sa Rangers yung gumawa ng awit na ito. Napakagaling naman po. Para lagi tayo may patugtog bago tayo mag-exit.
Hanapin ang liwanag. Buhay ay mas masaya kapag may pangarap.
Salut sa The Rangers sa paggawa ng kanta na to. Pero ganun pa man guys. Dito tayo. You know, salamat guys. You guys have an amazing day. Ingat po kayo lagi dyan. And we are out guys. We are out guys. Maraming salamat po. Ingat po kayo dyan.